Hi guys and welcome to my review of Haikyuu chapter 250, Challengers. I like this chapter. I feel like with Haikyuu, I generally really like every chapter because they're quite chill to read. Like, they're very different from all the other things that I read on Thursdays, I feel, because like, if you have like One Piece and Boku no Hero Academia, you have usually the very good chapters are like action-packed, or they have like gigantic reveals. But with Haikyuu, it's like the simplest things can make my day just go from being absolute shit to just being the best thing ever. And I really enjoyed this because we had the nostalgic, oh my god, look at that crazy quick thing that the weird first years did. And then the commentators just being like, and all of the people who haven't really seen it up close before just being like, oh my god. And then you have people who have seen it before, like Fukuroni, like Bokuto and Agashi, they're like, oh, there it is. So I really enjoyed that. I always really enjoyed, oh my god, look at that weird first year duo moments. I think I mentioned that before, but I think we all like that. It's like the best feeling ever when you just see that shock and surprise on everyone's faces. I really like that. And I just really like the notion of challengers in this chapter because that's pretty much what Karasuno is like always. They're always the challengers. They're always up against teams that have these big reputations, and they're still like, while they're not really known as the flightless wingless crows or anything like that anymore, they're still not a top team. So whenever they meet like a team which name is known, they're still like the challengers, and the team they're up against is obviously like the number 2 team, or consider that at the very least, so they're like the actual challengers for the crown. So yeah, I really like this chapter. I like that we had that good focus on Fukuroni and Bokuto because I talked a lot about that last time with Bokuto and the Hinata parallel, and just, yeah, I really like that. It was such a great like confirmation of what I said last week, that Bokuto definitely had a great significance. And that's whether or not Fukuroni wins nationals. Like, I am like fully behind that idea. Like, that's my number 1 wish for this tournament. That's just Fukuroni winning. Just really want that. But yeah, I really liked it. We also had, like, right in the beginning, we had Tanaka missing a spike, or being blocked, or something. And I just remember thinking right there that, yeah, he's gonna redeem himself so much for that, because we talked about last time that Tanaka is definitely gonna prove himself in this match, prove himself to be the next ace of the team, and I think that failed spike in the beginning is definitely gonna set him up, because I think it's Ukai who said this before, that he's mentally very strong and he always knows how to pick himself up and stuff like that. Like, he rarely needs a pep talk from someone else because he usually does that too. He does that by himself. Like, he knows how to hype himself up even though he misses spikes and stuff like that. So I think in this game we're gonna see that mental strength really push forward and just be like very prominent, and he's gonna do really great. Yeah, I remember just thinking about that a lot when that panel came on. But yeah, I also really like the little funny thing with just after Hinata had missed that spike, because he didn't spike it, you had the little his internal dialogue, or internal like thing where he just pictures Kageyama still like complimenting him and his face is all warm, and then you have the real Kageyama afterwards who's just super angry. I thought that was really funny because it's like Hinata's stream version of Kageyama versus what Kageyama's actually like, so I thought that was really funny. But yeah, I enjoyed the chapter. I feel like it did a lot of good things. It also had a lot with the with Inarasaki, because you had the different team or the different players getting like some different stream time. I can't remember the names and I'm not gonna pull it up because I don't feel like it. But you have that one guy who's like, yeah, I don't really care about the sound around me when I serve, which was such an important thing in the previous chapter when Atsumu served. So it really goes to show that even though like you have Atsumu, who's this like he controls this sound of the stadium, and he's like very particular about when he wants the sound to be there. There are teams, he has teammates who don't really care that much. So I like that, and you also have those panels where you see their school just cheering for them really loudly. I just really like that their emphasis on that, because that's definitely gonna put pressure on Karasuno. Because we talked about that also with the last match against Tsubakihara, yeah. That the first match was really good to get out of the way, because that's where a lot of the pressure is, because that's the first match they have in nationals. But now they have extra pressure also just with the crowd and stuff like that, because there's you remember that really really good scene in the Shiratorizawa match where the entire stadium just it goes silent, and you have Shiratorizawa, their school, starts singing their school anthem, and just like the atmosphere goes to Shiratorizawa in that moment. Like, it's so epic in the anime. I love that so much. But I feel like that puts a lot of pressure on people, and again, like this like cheerlead squad is so much bigger than what Shiratorizawa had. So yeah, I just think that that's gonna be great, and I hope that whenever we get to this in the anime, it's gonna be animated really greatly, because I feel like it can have such an impact with like the really loud noises, and as I said last time again, when Asumu just silences them, I think that's gonna be really great. And then throughout the match, having the cheerlead squad be loud every time they need the momentum to change, I think that's gonna be really great. And yeah, I feel like with this match in particular, like we haven't seen too much of it, but I already feel like with this match more so than the previous one, you can feel when you read the chapter, you can actually feel what you're supposed to feel in the stadium. Like, you can feel whenever they make like a good play, you can feel the excitement, and you can feel the atmosphere of the stadium, where in the other match, because we knew kind of exactly what was going to happen, it was kind of like, yeah, okay, we know that Karasuno's gonna win, and we know that they're gonna probably take 2 sets, and we know that this is what they're gonna struggle with, and this is how they're gonna push through and stuff like that. But here we're not quite sure what the strengths are. We know that Atsumu is a really great setter, and we see that also with like the 2-play that they do, where they think that one guy's gonna receive it, and Atsumu just comes in and does a setup. So we know where their strengths lie, but we don't know exactly what they can do, and we don't know exactly how the match is gonna go down. Like, again, we do all agree that they're probably gonna win this match, but there's a lot less certainty than there is with the previous one, and we don't know exactly where they're gonna struggle. We don't know exactly what Karasuno members are gonna be in great focus. Like, we talked about Tanaka, I said this today, last week, but usually with these matches we have 2 or 3 people in focus, and I don't know who the others are gonna be. If I get my wish, it's gonna be Nishinoya, because I want that injury, or that slight injury, so that would work for me, but I don't know, it could be. It would be great to have second year focus, because, you know, that's gonna be the driving force later on. But the quicker we have second year focus, the closer the doom of our team is. So yeah, I'm kind of skeptical, so maybe just have... this is why now I'm just thinking out loud, which is basically what these reviews are. But because it can't be a focus on the third years, I feel like, because they had their time to shine in the previous match, and we're not gonna get 2 in a row, I feel like. So it's gonna be Tanaka and 1 or 2 other people. Personally, I think it should be Kageyama and... yeah, Kageyama and Nishinoya. Nishinoya, because of the injury thing that I want to see happen. So not as much I want to see him grow, but more as in I want him to be taken out of the match to see how Karasuno as a whole is gonna adapt to that. And then Kageyama, because of his prior rivalry or encounter or whatever clash we can say that he had with Miyu Atsumu, Miya Atsumu, yeah. Because that's kind of obvious, but I also don't know exactly what Kageyama can do. Because we know that he's a really good setter, but I feel like it's gonna be hard to put an exact focus on him, because I don't know exactly what he at this point can develop upon, because he had a lot of good development in the Datako training practice match thing, so I'm not exactly sure what he can do here, but I'm sure he can pull something off, some new great play or some like weird thing, yeah, because I'd like to see that, but yeah, I'm not entirely sure. But definitely Tanaka, that's the main point. Tanaka, he's gonna get a lot of time to shine. Okay, my camera just stopped recording, but the last 2 minutes I was just rambling about how much I love Haikyuu, so it's not really that important anyway. So I'm just gonna end the video here. Leave a like if you liked anything that I had to say. Leave in the comments below what you thought this chapter, and if you want to discuss anything that I mentioned, or I don't know, who do you think is gonna be the focus characters in this match? And if you want to subscribe, you can do that. And until next time, bye.